All right, this is a sad story, y'all. All right, this just came down actually this morning. Fort Bragg, Sergeant Alonzo Dungan, okay, killed Akeelia Ware, okay. This is a woman that was his mistress, and she had 5 children that were not related to Alonzo. All right, both of them were 29. Actually, they were like 30 years old, and they both knew each other from high school, from my understanding. Where I saw the podcast from the Trey King show. Shout out to Trey King. And then I just looked up I did my own research on this. And again, it's really a sad story. This woman was 33 weeks pregnant with his unborn child. You know, he got that woman pregnant. Okay, if I didn't already say that Sergeant Dungan was a married man. Okay, yes, they had an affair. He knocked her up. 33 weeks pregnant. And what prosecutors out there believe is that either he didn't want to take care of that child, or he didn't want his wife to know that this woman was pregnant. All right, because probably more than likely she would have came probably after his money, or maybe went to his commander, and he could actually be charged for adultery. Now I'm going to get to that here in a second, but so they made it look like it was a road rage incident. I guess right off base, he caught up with her driving, and I guess he popped the car, shot at her car multiple times, and she died. She crashed off the road, went to the and died in the hospital. Okay, the unborn child also had passed away. Again, really sad story. So they're gonna do him in. Okay, now, yes, you could be charged actually in the military for adultery. All right, if you guys don't know, all right, they have in the military what is called the Uniform Code of Military Justice, UCMJ. If you are veterans and soldiers, are you familiar with that jargon? All right, so it's basically like its own judicial system. All right, they have like non-judicial and judicial punishment. All right, but what they call court-martial. Okay, so any soldier or any contractor or retiree can face what they call UCMJ if you get charged on a base or off. It just depends on what you get in trouble for. All right, particularly if you're a service member. All right, but they're gonna do this man in. And I just like to say this. I've heard people commentate about it, but I'm going to commentate in my own way. I've seen this happen too many times or whatever. I did 13 years in the Army. Growing up out there in Hampton, Norfolk, Virginia, where they have the largest naval base in the U.S. They also have an Army base, a couple of Army bases, that is, a couple of Marine bases, and they have an Air Force base. My dad was in the Air Force. And again, I just seen too many incidents like that, particularly in the Navy. All right, when these soldiers go out on sea duty and come back, all right, and there's these domestic violence incidents. All right, it got to a point where they had admirals that were killing themselves, committing suicide or whatever. Okay, if they did not get a mission done the way that their chain of command or their superiors. All right, I've seen 2 road rage incidents that I known of. All right, out there in Norfolk. Okay, sailor or soldier related. All right, I mean, it's just too many like that. All right, I've seen it, and being in that type of profession and being married and you being gone, deployed a lot of soldiers, they spend a lot of time training. It's not an easy life. Okay, a lot of people, married couples, that they get married prior to coming in the military because they may come out of high school and they don't want to lose their partner. But a lot of, when people get married like that, and if they don't have the Most High ingratiated in that marriage, you're going to have those problems. And who's to say that this couple, all right, that sergeant and his wife, didn't have those problems all along? They both could have been cheating, okay? But nevertheless, all right, he killed a woman in the end of the day, all right, pregnant with his baby and the baby. So that's going to probably be like a death penalty, all right? I think what they're going to do is they're going to probably court-martial him, all right? If they decide they want to put him in the Bragg, they could do that, but they're going to give him a dishonorable discharge. Or what they could do is they could court-martial him, give him a dishonorable discharge, so his retirement and VA benefits are all messed up, and then he could get charged also through the state. All right, so they could give him a double whammy. All right, or it's a double dose, being that incident happened off post. I mean, this is a really, really bad incident there. All right, and yes, I know a lot of like women, or particularly, but it doesn't matter if you're in the military or not, okay, or you want to deal with soldiers or not. A lot of single women, they like dealing with probably married men. Why? Because they're probably attracted to the rank, okay? They're attracted to power.
You've got mail.
And they want to feel as though they want to have a piece of it, okay? The security. They may look at this man and his wife and feel like, hey, you know what can I do that his wife is not, you know, not doing, okay? I mean, who's to say that she caught that man at a weak point? It's one of those marriages at that point, okay? But ladies, there's plenty of single men that you can meet, good men, all right? Not necessarily bums. You don't have to choose, all right, choose anything secondary. Who's to say you already had it? You had it, you pass it up. But I do know of a lot of women that either like bums or they like to probably mess with, you know, married men or whatever, knowing that these men probably are not going to leave their wives 9 times out of 10. Okay, but some women, they like confusion like that, or maybe no strings attached. All right, trust me, I've been there. Okay, well, as far as in messing with married women back, a couple or whatever, okay, back in the day when I was in, okay, I've had some single. I made a date to a couple that were married. Okay, I was married also when I was in the military, so you know, I went through all those different dimensions and all that. All right, not at the same time, but different dimensions. So let that be a cautionary tale, all right, to many service members and wives and, you know, girlfriends and all that. Okay, what could happen?
You've got mail.
You don't know what's going through a man's mind. All right, but in the end of the day, you got a man in jail, you got a woman that's dead, and then also a child that's dead. Okay, I've seen this happen too many times with men, with domestic violence incidents between these soldiers or veterans and these girlfriends and their wives and all that. Okay, I could tell you story after story. All right, maybe I'll get around to do that. All right, one particular story that stood out was, this is out there in Fort Stewart, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Okay, back in the Gulf War, where they had the videotapes and all that, where people they would look at their wives and be like, hey, you know what, that was at the Gulf War. There's one guy had a videotape, and the wife or whatever, all right, had 2 guys or whatever, and spit semen in the camera and be like, I want a divorce. And you know that guy, when he went on leave or whatever, that came back, he killed his wife, and then the 2 guys or whatever that had an affair with his wife. Okay, I can tell you multiple stories like that, all right? But due to time constraints and I have other things I got to do, I have to go, all right? So, man, I just suggest married people to keep the Most High in your life. All right, do not put the woman on the pedestal, guys. And ladies, leave these married men alone, please. All right. I just would encourage that. All right, there's just too much that you can have that for yourself, ladies. All right, hope that stimulates thought. Y'all have a nice day.